What is up, guys? James here from the Light of Riga YouTube channel, and in this video we're going to be doing a reading for all my Aquarius Sun sign friends. If you're born between the dates of January 20th and February 18th, then you are an Aquarius Sun sign, and this reading is for you. Today we're going to be doing a month ahead look at the month of October. This reading is going to tell us about the past, present, and future energies that you have surrounding you, as well as what to hold on to and let go of for the month of October, as well as what lessons and obstacles you're going to learn in the next upcoming month. So this spread is designed to give you all the tools you need to make October the best month possible. Okay, we're going to be using the Llewellyn Tarot. This is a Druid themed tarot deck that I've trimmed down. It's pretty small now. I trimmed the big borders, so the images have been liberated from their captors. And if you would, just give me a moment to center myself and ask the tarot cards a question. What are the energies surrounding Aquarius in the month of October? Alright, that ought to do it. We'll cut the deck. We're going to deal out 8 cards. Alright, and we're also going to consult the Nature's Whispers Oracle. We're going to ask this Oracle deck what message it has for Aquarius Sun signs in the month of October. What message for Aquarius Sun signs in the month of October? And we're going to have a look at this card at the end. Just one. Okay, we just want one. All right, let's take a gander here. I'm seeing 2 major arcana, nothing out of the ordinary. No cups to be seen though, and that's interesting. We will see what that means as we look into this reading. The first card we're going to take a look at is this one here, which represents the energies of last month, so the energies of September, and we've got the 7 of Wands. I'm getting the feeling here that September was a time for you to kind of defend yourself. Maybe a lot of you felt like you were having to explain yourself or defend your position, or maybe, you know, this could be more like socially, where people were kind of attacking you and challenging you in some way. Not necessarily in a negative way, but they were just kind of challenging you would be a better word to use, I think. They were challenging you, challenging your position, challenging your anything, really. Remember, this is a general overall reading, and not everything's going to apply to everybody. So take what works for you and leave the rest. But yes, I do get the feeling that September was a time for you to kind of defend yourself. And maybe this took on the aspect or the angle of fighting with other people, though not necessarily. I get the feeling that people weren't truly just understanding you. And I think, based on what I know, this is a common trait of Aquarius, is you guys are so unique that people just kind of don't get you a lot of the time. And you're constantly having to explain yourself, possibly. So I do get the feeling that September was a time where you were a little bit kind of on the defense. Yeah, that's the best way to say it. So what does that mean for you? I'm not 100% sure, but we'll move on to the present moment. This card represents the energies of the present moment, and we've got the universe or the world card. And I do get the feeling that right now, that defensive period, that time where you felt kind of like you had to defend yourself, is coming to an end. I think the end of that phase is here, and you've either successfully defended yourself and maybe even changed the minds of people, or people saw you and just moved along. So I do get the feeling that that time is over now, and which is making a space for something new. And time will tell what that new thing that is coming in will be, or the tarot cards will tell in the next card. Either way. But yeah, I get the feeling that now is a time of maybe a lot of you feeling kind of, how do I word this correctly? You feel complacent because things are on the verge of change. Things are, the previous phase is ending, something new is about to start, and you're in that kind of limbo period where it's just like a time to relax, right? Rest up before the next phase, which is this card here, which this card represents here. This card represents the energies of next month, the energies of October. We've got the Eight of Swords. I love the swords in this deck. They're just so powerful. And what we see here is a woman who's kind of trapped by her own ego thoughts. These swords, this seaweed here represents her own, it's her own doing. And I think what this is trying to say is that in October, I think a lot of you are going to be wrestling with the ego mind. The ego mind is going to be telling you things, is going to be giving you limitations, reasons why you can't. And the ego mind is going to kind of keep you constrained, or restrained would be a better word. The ego mind is going to keep you restrained from doing the things that you want to accomplish, because you're going to listen to the ego mind, and the ego mind doesn't have your best interest at mind. The ego mind is about self-preservation. It doesn't like to take chances or risks, or it doesn't like to follow emotions. So I think in the month of October, you guys are going to have a little bit of a struggle with your own egos and limitation. And the best advice I can give you is to not listen to your ego mind. Listen to your heart. Listen to your emotions. Listen to your higher self, because those things are going to tell you reasons why you can. The ego mind is going to tell you reasons why you cannot. And it's important to focus on the reasons why you can rather than cannot, because it's pretty obvious. I don't have to tell you why. Okay, so yeah, look out for the ego mind in October, and make sure that it's working for you. And if it's not, you need to change something about it. All right, this card here represents what to hold on to in the month of October. We've got the Lovers card, so another major arcana, and I think this card is reminding you to really appreciate those loving relationships that you have. Really appreciate them. Focus on them. Make sure that they're healthy and they're growing in a reasonable way, and they're moving towards progress. And you're grateful for those people who choose to love you, and you give love back to those people. And it's very important to put energy into our relationships, because the go-go life of money and possessions kind of distracts us a lot of the time from these relationships, and we kind of take them for granted sometimes. This card is saying do not take those relationships for granted. Make sure that you are spending time, energy, influence, everything that you have, money, spending it on those relationships so that they feel loved, and so that you can feel love in return. And that's going to get you out of any problem or situation that you could ever be mired in is love. So that's going to help you out tremendously in the month of October. This card here represents the biggest obstacle or hurdle you're going to face in the month of October. We've got the Page of Swords. Give me a moment to go into this card. All right, two things here. I think some of you are going to get some news that is going to be challenging. The Page of Swords sometimes represents a messenger, and someone's going to deliver a message that is going to be less than ideal, and dealing with that message is going to be your biggest challenge. Now, that's not going to apply to everyone, and I'm sorry I can't be more specific. I mean, this is a reading for 1/12 of the population, so if you do want a more specific reading, I'll tell you how to get that at the end of the video. But so some of you are going to be receiving a message that is less than desirable, and the challenge is going to be overcoming that and dealing with it. But I also get the other thing I'm getting from this card is just kind of your own immature ego thoughts, and maybe it's a little bit of both. Maybe the immature ego thoughts that you have are going to make that message seem negative. Oh, that is what this card is saying. When I say immature ego thoughts, I'm talking about just those thoughts that aren't serving you in any way. They're kind of, they're unchecked. It's just unchecked ego. You haven't put them through your filter of love, and they're just coming out the way that they come out. And what I want to stress to you guys is everything in this universe is neutral. And what gives it a positive or negative connotation is you and how you see it. So I do get the feeling that a message is going to come, a neutral message is going to come to you, and a lot of you are perhaps going to put some negativity onto it because of the unchecked ego, and it's very important not to do that. It's very important to see the positives and negatives of everything. If you just see the negatives in something, man, your whole world is going to be negative, right? If you just see the positives in everything, your whole world is going to be positive, and there's some drawbacks to that, of course. We want to see both, though. We want to see the positives and the negatives, and that's what this card is saying. That's going to be your biggest hurdle. All right, this card here represents what to let go of in the month of October. We've got the Four of Pentacles, and this card is extremely straightforward, in my opinion. What we see here is someone acting miserly, so, Scrooge McDuck, so to speak. This guy is just, holding on to those pentacles as hard as he can. And for most of us, these pentacles are probably going to represent money or possessions. And we're all caught in the rat race, all of us. And we all have been taught that success is the amount of money in your bank account. And the more you have, the more successful you are and the happier you're going to be. And of course, we know this isn't true. These are lies that we've been fed. But we're still caught up in it. We're still wrapped up in it. And there's a part of it in all of us that believes that. And this card is saying that in the month of October, we need to release some of that energy. Stop hoarding possessions. Stop hoarding money. Be a little bit more generous with your money and with your possessions. And stop focusing so much on it. I hate to say stop. I mean, we all have to focus on it to survive. But maybe kind of lessen your focus on money in the month of October. I think that's going to help you a lot. It's going to help you, move towards the Lover's card that we have here. So this is very interesting that this is coming up. So I definitely feel like there could be less emphasis placed on money in the month of October, and it's going to help you a lot. It's going to help you shift your focus to the things that matter, like your loving relationship. So try to do that in the next upcoming month. All right, this card here represents the energy of the people around you, and I just want to remind you that there's lots of people in our lives, and each one is going to have an individual energy and do individual things. But this card represents the energy of the whole, of all the people in your life. And we've got the Two of Wands. I think the people in your life this month are going to be leading you towards new opportunities. And, we see here someone who's looking into her crystal ball, trying to see the future. And I think your friends are going to help you friends, family, coworkers, people in your life, they're going to help you to see the future. They're going to play that role in your life where they're going to help you to open a door. A door is going to become open because of someone in your life in the month of October. And that's a very positive thing. I think change is on the horizon here. Like I said, you're in the middle of a transition phase for a lot of you, an ending of a phase is here, and the start of a new one is on the horizon. So I think your friends, family, or coworkers are going to help you they're going to help you to move towards that new opportunity and to that new phase. So very, very positive. Definitely accept the change that is going to be brought about by the other people in your life. Okay, I think that'll help you a little bit. And the last card we're going to look at, this card represents the biggest lesson you're likely to learn in the month of October. We've got the Knight of Cups. All right, the lesson that you're going to learn here in October, Aquarius friends, is that it's really time to follow your emotion. It's time to put your emotion into motion, right? Your emotions into motion. That is the time now, because I think that's what you're going to learn, is that yes, we can follow the ego mind around. Yes, we can follow the physical aspects of this world around money, possessions. But in order to live a truly balanced life, a lot of us, since we're taught not to do this, a lot of us are going to need to start putting action into our emotions and really use our emotions as a guide rather than our thoughts or our egos or our the mandates of society, right? So I think that's what you're going to learn this month, is that there's more room in your life for emotions, and you need to put your emotions into motion. You need to act on them. You need to really trust them, and you need to follow them. And I think that's going to help you so much in your life. It's going to, our emotions have our best interests at hand, in mind, right? They're leading us on the higher path. Our egos are kind of taking us off those paths. Our ideas about finances take us off of that path. So the emotions really help us to bring us on that path. So looking at these cards as a whole, like I said, I think there's going to be a transitional period here. September was a time for you to kind of be a little bit defensive, but now that is ending and we're moving to a new phase. But the biggest obstacle here is going to be yourself. I think in October is, and I'm not trying to be negative. I mean, this is empowering. I think it's empowering to know that we are our biggest enemies, especially in the month of October. And this Eight of Swords is very telling, and it's just screaming to me that a lot of us, or a lot of you Aquarians, are going to be putting yourselves into a box because of your ego thoughts. What to hold on to, though, how to get out of it, is to focus on love. Focus on the reasons why you love other people. Show gratitude, show appreciation for that love, and really put some more energy into your loving relationships, while at the same time putting less energy into money, into the physical aspects of this world, into possessions, into work. Put less focus on that this month so that you have more focus, more energy, more time to put into the loving relationships. But beware that if there is a message coming, or if some news comes or whatever it is in the month of October, be sure to see both sides of the coin. Don't just look at the negative sides, because that's going to really put you in a box. That's going to be the reason why you find yourself in this position here, is because you kind of ascribe negative energy to things that are neutral, and all things are neutral. So we gotta look at it from a higher vantage point and see the bigger picture, so that we see the positives and the negatives of any situation or message or anything like that. So the people around you are going to open up some doorways for you, so definitely be open to that and allow it to happen, because the people are going to guide you. The people in your life are going to guide you towards the next phase of life in the month of October. And the biggest lesson is to follow your emotions as much as you possibly can, because they are your true compass. They're pointing you in the right direction. So follow your emotions, put energy into your emotions, put action into your emotions, act on your emotions, basically, is the lesson that we have for October. All right, last thing we're going to look at is that we asked the Nature's Whispers Oracle what message it had for Aquarius Sun signs for the month of October, and now we have Clear Endeavor. Oh my. Give me a moment to go into this card. All right, so like I said, there's an opening here. We got the end of a phase and the start of a new phase, and in order to make this new phase the most productive possible, we have to really see it with our mind's eye. We have to really visualize and imagine what we want in our lives. And as is suggested in this spread, if we allow the ego mind to dictate what that next phase is, we're going to get the Eight of Swords. We're going to get restriction. What this card is saying, what Clear Endeavor is saying to me, is that since there's a space open for what to create next, make sure that you have a clear endeavor. Make sure that you can visualize what you want. We are creating our own realities every moment of every day by our own thoughts, emotions, and intentions. And if you allow the ego mind to dictate what that endeavor is, then you're going to get ego mind results, which is limitation. But if you allow your imagination, your heart, your third eye to dictate what's coming next, then you're going to get exactly what you want. So have a clear idea of what that next phase is going to be. See it, visualize it, feel it in your bones, in your heart, and that's the universe is going to help bring that to you. But if you just let your ego mind run the show, all you're going to get is lack. All you're going to get is limitation. You're going to get fear. You're going to get anger, resentment, all the negative energy. We don't want that, Aquarius friends. We want to live from a higher vibration. And in order to do that, we have to get in touch with our true inner self. Okay, so that is the reading for October. I hope you guys got something out of that. Remember, this is a general reading. Not everything will apply to everybody, but if you want a specific reading tailored just for you, then head on over to my Etsy shop. I'll put a link in the description below and in the card that you can click on, and head on over there and check out all the different readings that I offer to help you get to the bottom of any problem, situation, or anything that you might want to solve. We can together get to the bottom of it. So I'd appreciate if you go check that out. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video. Lets me know that I did something right and that you appreciate it and got something out of it. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, queries, criticisms, anything you want to say about this video, I'd love to hear from you. So put those in the comment sections below. And if you really enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing. I release these videos all the time. You don't want to miss out. So hit that subscribe button so you stay up to date on all the videos that I release on the Light of Riga YouTube channel. Okay? Alright, Aquarius friends, looks like an interesting month ahead. You are in the driver's seat. That is the main thing to remember, and everything will be just fine. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. Have a great month of October. Leave a like if you enjoyed this. Happy taroting. Peace.